All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on the location that you are joining us from. I want to welcome all of you to our training. Today is a Wednesday. Wednesday evening, we normally do training. Yes, we normally do training. So if it is a training, I would advise that you don't attend alone. If you are a leader, if you are a team builder, I believe that you do have team members that need to be here. So kindly invite them. Let them join us on this platform as we'll be looking at the bye-bye poverty strategy. Yes. So we are going to get started right away. We are going to get started right away. This is Coach Mopiiwa joining you from Johannesburg, and I'll be your trainer this evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, greetings and good evening. Yes, thank you for joining us once again. So, we are going to get into our training. Tonight, we'll be looking at the by poverty strategy. Yes, by poverty strategy. And possibly we are going to have some questions at the end of our training. Yes, those that will remain until the end, I'm going to give you some time for questions so that you are able to ask your questions and then we interact. Okay, so let's get it started. Let's get it started right away. I don't want to waste much of our time. Yes, so that we can have enough time to look at our bye poverty strategy. Okay, let me share my screen. Maybe before I share my screen, let me emphasize that when we are talking about bye poverty strategy, it is one of the strategies that we are using as crypto ambassadors. So our focus is on trading with a good amount of capital in one single trade. Okay, in one single trade involving a very good amount of capital, around $1,000 in one trade, around $1,000. Yes. So we'll be looking at the setting of bye poverty. So our emphasis or our focus is when a trade is completed, we want to collect at least a very good amount of profit, looking at how much capital did we involve in that particular trade alone. Okay? Because we needed to understand that the more our robot buys, the more we stand a chance of accumulating more profit. Remember, our robot buys stock. So the more stock it buys, the more profit it is going to give us. So for the robot to buy more stock, it means we should expose very good amount of capital for the robot to buy. That's why we are focusing on a capital which is around $1,000 and above. Okay. So if your capital is not around this amount, we are not excluding you from this. We are only saying work on your capital at least to $1,000 and above so that you can enjoy very good profit when you trade. When you are collecting at the same time, you will be compounding. So our emphasis is on this capital of $1,000. So we are calling it bye poverty strategy. Okay, so let me share my screen so that we get started. Yes, I'll be sharing my screen. All right, let me share my screen. Okay, So let me come here on my Royal Q application. All right. So yes, is my screen visible? Is my screen visible? If my screen is visible, give me a 1 in the chat. If my screen is visible, give me a 1 in the chat. If you can see my screen on your side, give me a 1 in the chat. Give me a 1 in the chat. If you can see my screen, give me a 1 in the chat. If you can see my screen, give me a 1 in the chat. Okay. All right. So let's come here on our Royal Q application where we want to go to setting a strategy and save it so that when signals are given, we should not waste time to start from scratch trying to set a coin or trying to set up a trade. Okay, that's why Royal Q is making our trading simple, making our trading simplified. In what form? It is giving us this section or the feature which is called the mine feature. Okay, so when you open your Royal Q robot, what you are seeing on my screen, it is displayed under the home page. All right. So from the home page, you needed to go right to the far right of your screen. Then we are landing here on the mine section. Okay. That's where we are going. So when you tap on the mine section, you are going to find this. All right, you are going to find this. If you want to exit, you exit, but our focus is on this part called My Strategy Setting. Okay, My Strategy Setting, we want to set our bot. We want to set our bot so that we are able to keep different types of settings. Okay, so I'm going to delete this so that we can start from scratch. Okay, I am deleting this strategy and we start from scratch. All right, so we don't have any strategy saved so far. As you can see, it is writing add it now. It is writing add it now. Okay, you can see here, it is writing add it now. It means I don't have any strategy. But you can create more than 10 strategies. Yes, at least up to 10 strategies that you can save under my strategy setting. Royal Q is giving us that opportunity to create different strategies that we can use for trading. And then we save them here. So make sure that you are using this feature correctly so that you don't waste time when a signal is given. So you can see that right now, I don't have any strategy that is saved under my strategy setting. So we are going to create together. But if you are having a strategy, you can see that there is a plus sign right here at the corner, far right. Okay. So when you tap on that plus sign, it means you are adding the strategies that are already set. You want to add some more, then you're gonna tap on the plus sign. But with me right now, I don't have any strategy. That's why it is telling me that you have not added a strategy setting. Okay, so I want to add it now. That's what Royal Q is telling me. Currently, I don't have any strategy saved. Okay, so I want to add it now. So I'm going to tap add it now, right? So I am tapping add it now. Now we are on the first page. When we tap add it now, or when you are going to tap the plus sign, this is the page that you are going to go next. All right, you are going to go next. Let me check if you are following. If you are following, give me a 2 in the chat. If you are following, give me a 2 in the chat. If you are following so far, give me a 2 in the chat. Give me a 2 in the chat if you have followed from the beginning to where we are right now. Okay, all right. So let's proceed. So this is the first page. When you tap on add it now, or when you tap on the plus sign I was showing you. All right. So we do have these terminologies that are available when you are on this page. I want you to focus from this side here coming down here. Okay, don't worry about the risk type. It's not important because currently we are creating our own strategy. So the risk type is not important, where you are going to find steady and all that under the risk type. So don't give your focus there. Don't worry. It's not gonna affect your setting. Okay. The risk type is not going to affect your setting. Right. So let's proceed. Now, let's start from here where it says remark. Okay, under remark, this side it says option, meaning to say you can either name the strategy or you can leave it without a name. That's why it says optional. It is optional, it's not compulsory. This is optional. So you can give a name to your strategy. For example, you want to create a strategy that you wanna expose only $100 when you trade with that strategy. You only want $100 as capital to be used in that particular trade alone. So you can give the name of this strategy, probably $100 setting. You can call it $100 setting. All right. But for our training tonight, we are talking about buy poverty. Okay. We are calling it buy what? Buy poverty. That's what we are calling our strategy. Buy poverty. All right. Buy poverty strategy setting. Okay. Yes. Buy poverty strategy setting. All right. So there it is. Buy poverty strategy setting. So it is okay. Now let's come down to uh first buy in amount. Okay. Let's come to first buy in amount. We are here right now. This is where we are. We are done on remark. And now we are coming to first buy-in amount. First buy-in amount, it is the amount of money that you are going to expose, that your robot is going to use whenever it goes to buy. The amount of money that you are going to instruct the bot to use whenever it goes to buy a cryptocurrency that you are going to trade. All right. So that is first buy in amount. It is called first buy because you can edit it, you can change it. When the robot first buys the first time, all right, let's say it uses $15 to buy first time. You can come and edit the $15 and put 10, right? You can edit the 15 and put $10 after it has bought. That's why the word says first buy in amount. So this is editable. You can edit it. All right, you can edit it so many times as you wish while the robot is still trading. Okay, so that is the meaning of first buy in amount, the amount of money that the robot will be using whenever it goes to buy. If you are using $100, for example, as capital, yes, whenever it goes to buy, Do you want the robot to take the whole $100, or you want the robot to take $10 at a time, $10 at a time, $10 at a time, until the whole amount of $100 has been used to buy? That's what I mean when I say first buy-in amount. Okay, I'm explaining this because I know that there are members that are new in the business. We do have members that are joining the business every single day. So they needed to understand these terms. What is the first buy-in amount? I know to those that have been here for long, they are like, why is he wasting our time? We know what is the first buying amount. Please just be patient. That's why we always have a training each and every day, because we understand that every day we do have business partners that are joining us. Okay, so let's continue and then look at open position doubled. What is open position doubled? It is a button when you switch it on. Okay, when you switch it on this side, it simply means the amount of money that you have indicated here, whenever the robot goes to buy, it will be doubling it. It means it is going to be times 2. All right. So if you put 15 here, for example, then you switch on this button called open position doubled. It means every time the robot goes to buy, it is no longer going to use $15 as first buying amount. It is going to multiply it times 2, which is $30. So every time it goes to buy, it will be using $30 as first buy-in amount, simply because you have allowed the open position doubled button to be on. All right, so be careful of this button. Whenever you are switching it on, you should be knowing exactly what are you doing. All right, so I want you to understand what is this button for. When you on it, you are telling your robot to multiply the first buying amount by 2. All right, so if your first buying amount is $100 and then you switch the open position doubled, it means the robot will be going to the market with $200 as first buy-in amount. It will buy one time with $200. That's what open position doubled means. Okay, let's come to AI margin call. All right, maybe before I explain AI margin call, let me explain margin call limit, because it is a connection between these two. This is the main one and is being supported or is being helped by this one. So let me explain the main one so that you are able to understand this one. Okay, so what is margin call limit? What is margin call limit? The number that you put this side under the margin call limit tells you, or it means that, how many times you are sending your robot to buy. Remember, I was saying, when the robot goes to buy, there is a certain amount of money that it will be taking to the market every time it goes to buy. Now, if you put here $15, how many times the robot should go to the market to buy using $15? So the number that reflects here, it is the times. How many times do you want your robot to go and buy? That is margin call limit. So if you put 7 here, for example, it means your robot is gonna go to the market 7 times. When it has finished buying 7 times, that is if the market is going down. Remember, our robot mostly buys if the market is dropping. If the market is only going up, it doesn't drop, it is very difficult for our robot to buy. Okay, so when the robot goes to the market. How many times do you want your robot to go to the market using your first buy-in amount? All right. So this is what we call margin call limit. Don't be confused with the language. All right. The simple term is that how many times do you want your robot to buy? Are you sending it to the market 5 times? Are you sending it to the market 20 times? This is depending on how much capital you want to expose in this single trade alone. Remember, this is a setting for one single trade. Okay? So the number you put here, it should be equal or it should support the amount of capital you want to use for trading in this particular trade alone. That is margin call limit. Now, when you set this margin call limit under margin configuration, all right, we're gonna come here under margin configuration. Now, when you are buying or when your robot is buying 7 times the margin calls, okay, you are instructing the robot to buy 7 times. Now, when the robot is buying 7 times your margin calls, all right, what should it use? Okay, what should it use, or how often should the robot buy? How often should the robot buy? Okay, I am saying there are 7 times that the robot is gonna go to the market. Now, the intervals between these 7 times, from 1 to 7, in between here, how long should the robot take before it buys another time? Okay, how long should the robot take before it buys another margin call? That is what we call margin configuration. So we're gonna come here and say, how do we want the robot to buy the 7 times? Now, when the robot is buying these margin calls, it can be helped by artificial intelligence that is already in the robot. Okay, there is an artificial intelligence that monitors the buying of the margin calls. That's why here this button is called AI margin call. So when you on this button, you are giving the power to the artificial intelligence to monitor the buying of your margin calls here. The buying of your margin calls. It is going to be monitored by the artificial intelligence. Yes, it is a robot, but in the robot, there is artificial intelligence when it comes to margin calls. Are we together? I'm trying to simplify the understanding of what is AI margin call. Okay, so I'm going to explain the advantage of this AI margin call as well as its disadvantage. Okay, if I'm going to have time, I'm gonna explain what does the AI margin call do, what does it assist, okay, and what is its disadvantage. It's got a disadvantage. All right, so let me check if we are still together. If we are still friends, type a yes in the chat. If we are still friends, type a yes in the chat. If we are still friends, type a yes in the chat. I'm simply saying if you are understanding, if you are following, give me a yes in the chat. If you are following, give me a yes in the chat. Okay. All right. Let's proceed. I think so far, so good. Okay. So maybe before we go to the margin configuration, let me give the AI margin call another meaning or another understanding. Now, when you come here, I want you to carry this AI margin call on with you. When I open here, I want to open here, and when I open here, please carry artificial intelligence margin call with you. Okay, you bring it to this side when I open. Okay, because I want to give you an understanding, a better understanding what AI margin call do. Okay, now I am opening margin configuration. How do you set the buying of the 7 margin calls that are here? This is an example, but our buy poverty, we don't use 7 margin calls. We normally use 5 margin calls. All right, but I'm just using the 7 which is here as an example. So I'm opening on margin configuration, how we want the robot to buy the 7 times. Probably let me just put the 5 so that we get the proper understanding of the buy poverty. Let me put 5 margin calls, because the buy poverty we normally trade with 5 margin calls. Only if the robot buys the 5 margin calls and then the market continues to go down, then we can open extra margin calls from the 5. All right, so let's work with 5 margin calls. Now let's come and open margin configuration. All right, let's open margin configuration. So when we come under margin configuration, we want to figure out how often should the robot buy. Okay, I said that our robot buys when the market is going down. Okay, our robot is going down. All right, now let's do the settings of buy poverty, and then I'm going to explain in conjunction with the artificial intelligence margin call, which is referred as the AI margin call. So our buy poverty setting, it is 0.2 on the first call, it is 0.3 on the second call. Here on the third call, it is 0.5. While margin call number 4, it is 1% as well as margin call number 5. Okay, so this is the setting. All right, so what is a margin call drop? What is a margin call drop? Okay, can you see we do have this terminology called margin call drop? What does this mean? It means that from the point of entry where the robot is going to buy, okay, when it buys with our first buy-in amount, after it has bought with first buy-in amount, yes, now the robot should wait for how long, or the market should drop with how much in terms of percentage for the robot to buy again or to buy the first call. Okay, let me bring this slide for maybe for explanation purposes. Let me do this. I want to bring this on the screen. I've got this chart that I want to use. Okay. Now, I want to explain how our robot buys our margin calls. So here we do have 0.2, 0.3, 0.5. Let me just stop here. This is our margin call drop number 1, our margin call drop number 2, our margin call drop number 3. So here, this level here, this is where our robot is going to enter with our first buy-in amount. So remember, we are using $15 as an example in our first buy-in amount. Okay, we have not done our capital calculation. when it comes to our $1,000 capital. All right. So I'm going to still use the $15 as first buying amount as an example. So right here, our robot is going to enter here with $15 first buy-in amount. After it has bought here, now we are assuming that the market is going down after buying here with $15. Now, the distance from here to where we want the robot to make the first buy, remember our first drop is 0.2. So we are saying from point of entry with $15, the market should go down with 0.2, meaning to say from this distance to this distance, it should be 0.2. Okay, are you following now? I want you to understand how your robot buys when the market is going down. All right. So when the robot enters here with $15, you are telling your robot buy again when the market drops with 0.2. Then the market drops by 0.2. This distance here, this distance from here to here is equivalent to 0.2, right? Now, this has been achieved. When this distance has been achieved, now, when you switch on your AI, I said, please carry the AI margin call with you. This is what I want you to know now. When you have set 0.2 as your margin call drop, and it has been achieved, this movement is equivalent to 0.2. When the AI margin call is on, the AI is going to assess, is it okay to buy here? Do you understand now? I said you have given the power of buying to the artificial intelligence now. After you have set your margin call drop, when the margin call drop has been achieved, the AI, artificial intelligence, assesses the drop. Is this drop or at this position, is it okay to buy? The AI is going to assess that. When it finds out that no, it's not the right position to buy, it is the robot is not going to buy here, the market will continue to drop, then probably the AI will accept a buy here. That is what normally happens. Are you following what the AI does? When your margin call drop has been achieved, the AI assesses the drop. Is this the right position to buy? When it finds out that no, it's not enough because the market is going to still go down, the robot is not going to buy here, though the drop has been achieved. So what is this AI doing? It is preventing you, okay? It is preventing the entering of your money at a fast speed. Because you can imagine if your robot buys here, 0.2, it buys. 0.3, it buys. 0.5, it buys. It means if that market or if that coin is dropping too much, within the period of 5 minutes or the period of 2 minutes or even 1 minute, you will discover that all your 5 margin calls are bought. The robot has bought them. But when you switch on the AI, you will discover that your money is not put in the market at a fast speed. So that is the advantage of the AI. What is the disadvantage? The disadvantage is that If the market is not dropping too much, the robot is going to take long to buy your margin calls because the AI is at work. The AI is very good when the coin that you are trading has got momentum, it moves a lot, it drops quick, it drops quick, it drops quick. Then the AI is good in that. But if the coin is not moving too fast, it moving so slowly, it drops, it stays time, or probably it goes up again. It drops a little bit, it takes time, it goes up, or probably it goes down. In this scenario of movement, when the AI is on, you will discover that the robot takes longer to buy your margin calls because the AI is at work. Am I simplifying things here? Is this understandable? Is this understandable? Somebody is requesting for a recording. Okay, let me allow people to record, whoever want to record the session. All right. Is this understandable? If it is understandable, give me a yes. I was explaining margin call drop in conjunction with AI margin call. What is a margin call drop and what does AI margin call do when the margin call has been achieved or the margin call drop has been achieved? Yes. Give me a yes if this is understood. If you have understand this, give me a yes. Give me a yes. We are 95 people. How many people are participating? Why is it others are not participating? It means they are not understanding. Or what is it? I'm trying to figure out when people are not participating. What is it? They are not saying, no, I don't understand, but they are just here. They are just here. They don't participate. Whether they have understood or they did not, they are just here. Someone says no, because now I'm trying to cry. Why are they not participating? And someone is saying no. Okay, let's carry on. Let me come back to the settings now. So this is what it means. When the robot buys first time with your first buying amount, now the robot will be monitoring for the price to drop with 0.2, then it's going to buy again. After buying this first call, from the price that it bought or it entered your first call, it will also monitor. If the price drops again from that entry of first call, it drops again by 0.3, the robot is going to buy. After buying second time, okay? After buying second time, the price that it has used to buy here on the second call, when the price drops again to 0.5, the robot is going to buy here. Okay? As such, it will continue up, it achieves your margin call drop. Now, when it is buying these margin calls, okay, remember this is margin call number 1, this is margin call number 2, this is margin call number 3, up to 5. Now, when it is making a purchase, using $15 as first buying amount, I'm still using 15 as an example. When it is using $15, do you want the robot when it is buying? It should multiply the $15 or it should buy one time, one time, one time, one time, one time, depending on your capital. So the buying of multiples, okay, the buying of times, it is called multiple buy-in ratio. How many times do you want the robot to buy using the $15 when the price drops by 0.2? So you want the robot to buy 2 times 15. If the price drops by 0.3 on second position, you want the robot to buy 4 times 15. So the numbers that you put here, they should be in line with your capital. Ladies and gentlemen, these numbers, they are associated with your capital. What you put here, it is times your first buy-in amount. The number that you're gonna put here times your first buy-in amount. So I'm saying our first buy-in amount is 15 that we are using in the example. So it means 2 times 15. So you can calculate how much capital is needed only for this call alone. Here, 4 times 15. How much capital is needed for this position alone? Here it is 8 times 15. How much capital is needed on the third position? What about the fourth position as well as the fifth position? It is still times 15 times 15. That's why I said this is in conjunction with your capital. Am I explaining this in a simple way? Do you understand? Because some, they will say, my robot is telling me insufficient funds, but it has only bought one margin call. It has bought once, and it is telling me insufficient funds. What did you put this side? What is your multiple buy-in ratio? Probably your capital is depleted. There is no capital. Yes, the robot has used your capital. You are having $30 as your capital. Now the robot has used $15 first buy-in amount. When it tries to buy your first margin call, it tells you insufficient funds. It has already used $15. You are remaining with $15. And here you are saying times 2, which is 15 times 2, meaning to say the robot will demand $30 here alone. Yet this is the total amount of capital you are having in your Binance. So can you see now what's going to happen when the robot tries or attempts to buy your first call? It says insufficient funds. What has happened? Your capital is depleted, or the balance which is left there, it cannot buy times 2 as you have said here. That's why I'm saying, please understand what is multiple buy-in ratio. Are we together, ladies and gentlemen? Are you following? Are you following? If you are following, give me a yes again. If you are following, please give me a yes again. Now we are going to do the settings of buy poverty. We're going to calculate now our capital. We're going to calculate our capital, and I'm going to finalize those other terminologies that are left. All right. So we're going to work on our capital so that we finish this chart here. Okay. So let's come back here. All right. This is our buy poverty strategy, and we normally use multiples of 5. We normally use multiples of 5. We normally use multiples of 5. Okay. On the buy poverty, we normally use multiples of 5. Now, let's come and do our capital calculations. Right. So when it comes to buy poverty, out of the capital that we are exposing to this trade, I said that we are going to expose $1,000 as capital. When I say capital, I'm not saying the total amount of capital in your balance, in your Binance or your trading exchange. No. When I say capital, I'm referring to how much money do you want to use to trade in one coin? Okay? That's what I am using capital for. How much money do you want to put in this trade alone, in this coin alone. So we are going to put $1,000 in this trade alone. So when it comes to buy poverty, we expose 15% of this capital to be our first buy-in amount. Do you remember what I said, the meaning of first buy-in amount? Yes. So what is 15% of $1,000? It is $150. Okay? $150, it is 15% of $1,000. Now we are remaining with a balance of 850 out of our 1,000. Now 150 is our first buy-in amount. The robot will go to the market first time using $150. When it has bought with $150, okay, remember we are remaining with a balance of 850. So this 850, if we allow the robot to continue buying using 150 as first buying amount, if it is going to multiply here 5 times 150, 5 times 150, 5 times 150, 5 times 150. Can you see our multiple buy-in ratio? It is 5 times. Okay? So if we allow the robot to use 150, we using all these margin calls, is our 850, which is our balance, going to be enough as capital? I'm asking once more. If we allow the robot to continue using 150 as first buy-in amount, our $850 remaining balance, is it going to be sufficient for margin call 1 up to 5? Is it going to be sufficient? Give me an answer in the chat. Is it going to be sufficient? Is it going to be sufficient? Is it going to be sufficient? Give me an answer in the chat. Is it going to be sufficient? It's not going to be sufficient. Someone says yes. Someone says yes, meaning the person is not understanding. It is not going to be sufficient because here, ladies and gentlemen, if you are to understand what I'm saying, okay, the robot buys first time with $150, our first buying amount. Then now, when the price drops with 0.2, we want our robot to buy 5 times of how much? Of 150. So it means 5 times 150. Yes. 5 times 150. Here 5 times 150. 5 times 150. So you will discover that this money, the 850 which is left, is not going to be enough. So what do we do in such a scenario? Now, when the robot buys the first time with 150, then we come and reduce, we edit. We are going to change the 150 to $30. How do we get the $30? Okay? How do we get the $30? We get the $30 by taking our first buying amount, which is 150. We divide by number of margin calls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 150 divided by 5, which is number of margin calls. Then we are going to find $30. So after the robot has bought first time with 150, then we come and edit the 150, we put $30. So that when the robot buys margin call number 1, it uses $30 as first buying amount. It buys margin call number 2, it uses $30 as first buying amount. So that this 30 is tallied to the 5 times. 5 times 30, it is 150. 5 times 30, it is 150 on this position alone. 150 here, 150 here, 150 there. Now tell me, this is 150, 150, 150, 150, 150. If the robot is going to buy 5 times, how much capital is needed for the 5 times? Using $30 per layer, which is first buy-in amount. The robot will use 150 alone here, 150 alone here, 150 alone here, up to number 5. So how much capital is needed for the robot to buy these margin calls? Give me an answer in the chat. Give me an answer in the chat. How much capital will be needed for those 5 margin calls? The robot will need how much? The robot will need how much? $750. Thank you so much. Now, $750 plus the first buy-in amount. Remember, the robot bought first time before we change it to $30. It bought first time with 150. So when we add 750 plus 150, how much capital now? How much capital now? The robot bought first time with 150, then we remained with a balance of 850. Now we change the 150 to $30, and 30 times 5, 30 times 5, 30 times 5. Now, how much all together? How much all together? How much all together? How much all together? Cax, where are you getting the 950? Cax, where are you getting the 950? Where is the 950 coming from? So the robot has exposed. If the robot is going to buy the margin calls plus the first buy-in amount, it means the robot is going to put in a total amount of capital, $900. All right, $900 according to this setting. All right, so let's come back here. Then we save. All right, we are saving this. Now let me complete here. Let me complete here. Maybe I'll try to be fast so that I can give you time to ask questions. So our take profit is 3%. We normally put 3.01. All right. We are compounding. Remember, I want to emphasize the issue of compounding today. So our whole position take profit ratio, okay? Whole position take profit ratio here, it is our take profit. When a signal is given, they write TP. TP means take profit. How much profit do we want the robot to give us when it has completed this trade? So we are looking to collect 3%. Okay, so the 3%, it is our whole position take profit ratio. Now, there is what we call a whole position take profit callback. All right, so the whole position take profit callback, normally it is 0.1. Sometimes we use 0.01 if we want the robot to sell fast. I'm going to explain what is a whole position take profit callback. All right, let me come here and bring this slide. What is a whole position take profit callback? Let me bring this one here. Okay, if you are still seeing my screen, I'm explaining what is a whole position take profit callback. Now, the robot entered here, assuming that the robot entered here with our first buy-in amount $150. I said that when the robot enters, okay, the market can go down or it can go up from point of entry. So what I was explaining in the first place, when the market is going down, that's what I was explaining. When the market is going down after the robot has entered here. Now, when the robot, let's say it has entered here with 150, all right, then the market goes up. It goes up with 3%, which is our take profit. I want you to understand this. How does the robot sell? Okay, so this is our point of entry, 150, or probably it has bought all the margin calls. Okay, it has bought all the margin calls. Now the market is going up. It is on a upward movement. Okay, it is on an upward movement. Now it moves from here, it goes high up there, it drops a little bit, it goes up, it drops a little bit, it goes up. Now, assuming that this is our point of entry, the robot has entered here, then the market goes high up with 3%. Are you following? The market rises with 3%. For the robot to sell, the market should drop. Can you see here? The market went down here. Okay? So the market should drop with the whole position take profit callback. There is a callback there. We call it a callback, which is a pullback in the market. So when the price rises and it reaches our take profit of 3%, it should drop with at least 0.01. That is what we have said in our robot. So the price should drop with 0.01 here. This drop here should be equivalent to 0.01, or it should be 0.1. After it has dropped, the robot is going to make the real sell. It's gonna make the real sell here, where the price has dropped with our callback. Then the price continues. If our callback is high, okay, if our callback is high, meaning to say the price has dropped, but the drop is not equivalent to our callback, what is going to happen? The profit will continue to increase. The robot is not going to sell. So if it was 3%, you will discover that now it is 5%. It is more. Are you understanding about the callback? Where exactly does the robot sell? When the price is going up, is on uptrend, is going up like this, how does the robot sell? Are you understanding the meaning of a callback when it comes to profit? If you are understanding, give me a 2 in the chat. Give me a 2 in the chat. Give me a 2 in the chat if you understand the essence of a callback when it comes to profiting. That's how the robot sells. I'm about to conclude so that you can ask me questions. Just give me 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Then I'm gonna allow you to ask questions. Somebody says not clear yet. Okay. All right. So this is our take profit. Please give me closer attention. This is our take profit, 3%. Now we have put what we call a take profit callback here. It is called a whole position take profit callback. We have put 0.01. Now, what does the callback do? I want you to understand also, because it has got an advantage. You can decide to put 0 here. It's still okay, but you are limiting yourself. I'm going to explain How do you limit yourself when you decide to put 0 here? Okay. So I brought this slide to explain what is a callback. When the market is going up, it makes this kind of a move. It goes up, it comes down. It goes up, it comes down. It goes up, it comes down. It goes up. This is how it gains momentum. Okay? So it goes high up, it drops a little bit. It goes high up, it drops a little bit. It goes high up, it drops a little bit. All right. Let me give you extra knowledge while we are here. Let me give you extra knowledge while we are here. All right. Let me give you extra knowledge here. Let me come to the market. Let me come to the market. Hey, what is happening, guys? What is happening? All right. I want to explain what is a callback. Let me just open any other coin here. Sorry if I am giving you bonds when you're supposed to eat milk. Sorry if I am giving you bonds instead of eating milk. Please pardon me. I just want you to understand when I say the market, when it is going up, how does it move? Okay. So I want to put these candles in 15 minutes time frame, or probably let me change it to a very short time frame. Okay, this is 1 minute. Okay, this is 1 minute. So I want you to watch here. I want you to watch here. This is the current price. This is the current price. The market is going up, it comes down. Can you see what is happening on the candle there? Can you see what is happening there? The market moves up, it comes down. It moves up, it comes down. Can you see what is happening there? Do you see? Do you see what's happening there? I said, I'm sorry if I am giving you bones instead of milk, but I wanted you to understand that the market, when it is going up, it goes up, it also comes down. It goes up, it comes down a bit. See what is happening there? So that drop, before it continues to go up, it is what we call a call back. It's a call back. Are you following now? Are you following now? Are we still friends? Are we still friends? Give me a yes if we are still friends. Are we still friends? Okay, we are still friends. Now, what is the advantage of the callback? What is the advantage of the callback? This is the advantage. If you put 0.01 as your callback when the market is going up, the market can move from here. It goes high up here. It drops just a little bit. And the drop is not equivalent to your callback. And the market continues to go up. Remember, this is 3% that you put in your robot. It has been achieved. Then the market dropped a little bit. And it continues to go up. Now it's 7%. So what is going to happen? When it is time for this robot to sell, because of this callback, instead of the robot giving you the 3%, this one here, it is going to give you this extra move here because there was a callback. Are you understanding? But when you put 0 on the place of the callback, it means the robot, even if the market goes high up to 7%, the robot is gonna only give you your 3%. You don't want the extra 4% because you put a 0. That's why we are putting a callback. I think this is understandable. let me come back here and conclude. So the buy-in callback is more like the take profit callback, but this is on the downtrend. Here we put 0.01. Okay, on the setting 0.01. Let me just complete the settings and then I explain. All right, another callback there is there, and then we trade in a one shot. So let me finish with the buy-in callback, this one, because this is another factor that makes your robot to buy or not to buy. Let me bring this slide again. I want the one for a downtrend. Let me bring this one for a downtrend. Okay, so I said your robot normally buys when the market is dropping. So when it buys here, the market goes down by 0.2. Remember our margin call drop, 0.2. The market goes down. When it goes down, the market should rise a little bit by the buy-in callback, which is 0.01. When the market drops by our margin call drop, it should rise a bit by buy-in callback. It goes a little bit up, which is a pullback. In the market, it is called a pullback. So the market rises a little bit by 0.01. Then the robot is going to buy here. It drops 0.3 margin call drop or 0.5 margin call drop. It drops. It should rise a little bit by buy-in callback. Then the robot will buy here. It continues to drop. That's how the robot buys. The margin call drop in conjunction with the buy-in callback, they go together. Please give me a yes if this is understandable. Give me a yes if this is understandable. Now I want to end with the compounding, and then I'm gonna allow you to ask your questions. I want to end with the compounding. Then I'm gonna allow you to to ask your questions. All right. So let me come back here now. So what is our first buying amount? It is 150. Remember, this is our first buying amount. Then we save the strategy. This is our buy poverty strategy. Now we are exiting here. We are getting out of here. Okay, we are coming back to the home page. Let's come back to the home page. Now a signal has been given. Let's say the name of the signal is 1 million baby Doge. This one here. Now we want to trade using buy poverty. Then we tap on the coin. We want to set it up. I want to show you how do you go there where we have saved our strategy so that we can use the strategy. Now we create, we continue with creating, then we are here, then we tap on trade setting. Okay, we tap on trade setting. We are opening 1 million baby Doge. Here we are. Now here we are focusing on manual creating. Okay, remember we are creating manually. We don't want the automatic settings or the default settings that are already in the robot, which are called the smart create. Can you see there is smart create here? When you use smart create, it means you are going to use what RoyalQ is recommending for you. So we don't want that, we want our own. That's why we are doing manual create. We tap on manual create. So when you are here now, when you are here, you are going to tap here, choose a strategy setting. Okay, choose a strategy setting. Where are you choosing the strategy setting? In the setting you have saved. So you tap on choose strategy setting. We are here. Can you see? We are here. So you just tap on any part of this part. Just tap anywhere around here. Then this strategy is going to be applied in the coin that you want to trade. When you just tap like this, see it has opened. Our 5 margin calls are here. Can you see? Our 5 margin calls are here. Our 3% take profit is there. Our take profit callback is there. Yes, buy in callback is there. When you tap here on margin configuration, you're gonna see the settings are still the same. The settings are still the same. You tap here. Can you see what we saved in our strategy? It's here. All of it is here. All right. So you just take this, you put it in the coin. The only thing that you need to change is your first buying amount. Remember, we are using 150 as our first buying amount. Then you come here and change strategy mode. Change the strategy mode to sub-bin mode. Put it here on sub-bin mode. All right. Then after that, you tap save. If there is a preset price, if the signal says preset, then you're gonna tap here and put in the preset price. Can you see here? It says first preset buy in price. You tap there and put in the preset price if the signal says preset. Now, I was saying I want to emphasize on the issue of compounding. Okay? This is our first buy-in amount. This one here. Can you see our 150? Now, if the robot buys one time only using 150, it does not buy our margin calls. Remember, sometimes the robot can buy only one time. Because of the movement of price, the price goes up immediately after entering with 150. Price goes up. Then the robot is going to sell this stock of 150 and it will give us 3% of 150. So let's assume that 3% of 150 is $3. I'm using this as an example, please. Now it has sold 150 stock. Remember, it bought stock for 150. The price went up. The robot sold, gave us $3 as profit. Now I'm talking about compounding now. When you are taking the next trade, this one is sold. Okay? This one is sold. It has given you $3 as profit. When you are taking the next trade, you're gonna take the $3, you add it to your first buy-in amount. It means 150 plus 3, which is 153. Okay, 153 is going to be your first buy-in amount in the next trade. All right, are you understanding? Now, if the robot buys your margin calls, it has bought margin calls, meaning to say it has put in a total amount of $900 now. Because when it buys the margin calls, capital used is $900. Now, if it sells this stock, then it gives you $30, for example, as profit. After it has sold the stock of $900, you are going to take the $30. You add it to your 150, which is your first buying amount. Remember, the money you are compounding is the 150, which is your first buying amount. So you are going to take $30, you add to 150. The next trade that you are going to trade, you are going to make $180 first buy-in amount. Where is 180 coming from? First buy-in amount plus profit. So we are saying the robot has given us $30 as profit. So it means our first buying amount is going to be 180. Then the next trade you enter with 180. After it has bought with 180, you edit, you put 30. Remember, we are still compounding and we are remaining with a balance of $850 from our $1,000 capital. That's why we are changing 180 to $30. When the robot has sold this trade again, remember this is the second trade. Yes, this is the second trade. Whether it buys one time with 180, it sells. Check how much profit did it give you from this capital of 180. If it buys your margin calls, then it put in the other balance. Check also when it sells how much profit it has given you. Then you take the profit, you add to 180. Then the next trade, you are making that amount to be your first buy-in amount. Let's say that now it has given you extra $20, meaning to say the next trade you are making $200 first buy-in amount. Are you understanding when it comes to compounding? If you are getting how to compound, give me a yes. Now I'm gonna open the chat for questions. I'm gonna open the chat for questions. How to compound. How to compound. If you are using $15 to be your first buying amount, the robot sells, it give you $1.50. It means the next trade you are going to take $1.50. You add it to your $15. Then it becomes your next first buying amount. Please ask me questions. Seems like I'm done here. I'm stopping to share screen. Now I can take questions. I can give you extra 5 minutes for questions. Yes. Anyone with questions? Anybody with questions? I am live on YouTube now. Someone is saying I should send the tutorial to YouTube. Go to YouTube now. We are live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. You can go and watch this tutorial again. Yes. Coach Ati, you have to monitor. You have to monitor when the robot buys first time with $150. Then you have to come and edit the 150 and you put the $30. You have to monitor it. You have to monitor it. If you don't monitor it, it means the robot will continue to buy using the 150. But when you are doing, before you change, let me tell you here. Let me share my screen again. Okay? Before you become sorry for yourself, before you become sorry for yourself, okay? Make sure that your AI margin call is on. Here. Where is my cursor now? Okay. When you are entering the market, your artificial intelligence margin call should be on. This one will prevent the robot to buy fast before you edit your first buying amount. So switch on the AI. When the robot has bought first time with 150, then you come back and edit. You come back and edit. You remove the 150, you put 30. Then after that, you can save. And then the robot will continue to buy using $30 now. $30 now. I explained that the artificial intelligence might delay the buying of your margin calls. All right. So people who does not want their margin calls to be bought slowly, okay, or they should be delayed because they want the robot to put in very good amount of capital, because when they collect 3%, they want to collect 3% of $900, not 150. So they want the robot to buy using the margin configurations, these ones here. They want the robot to buy using this, not the AI. All right, so this is what you're going to do. Okay, those people who doesn't want the delay for their margin calls to be bought, I am giving you this extra knowledge that you can apply. When you are trading, monitor the buying of your margin calls. This is what you're gonna do. You switch off the AI. When the robot buys first time with 150, the AI should be on. When you are doing this, AI should be on. After it has bought with 150, you come and edit the 150, you put $30. Okay? You put $30. After you have edited to 30, then you have saved. Then you come and switch off the AI. You switch off the AI. When you switch off the AI, then you monitor. What are you going to monitor? The robot should buy this margin call. It should buy this margin call without artificial intelligence button on. It buys also this margin call. At least it should buy 3 times, because you want the robot to put in good money. So it will take a few minutes. If the coin has got momentum, it will never take long to buy this. Remember, 0.2 is a small drop. 0.3 is a small drop. 0.5 is a small drop. The robot will buy these ones fast. All right, without AI monitoring. When it has bought margin call 1 to 3, then you can come now and switch on the AI. You can switch on the AI so that the robot, when it buys 4 and 5, it uses artificial intelligence. What is the use of doing this method? You want the robot to buy in fast the first 3 margin calls so that it can put in good amount of capital. In case the price goes up, you've got stock to sell. Because when this guy is on, the buying of your margin calls is delayed, and you don't want that. But mind you, when the coin is really dropping, this guy is needed. But if you're not afraid of floating loss, yes, you just want the robot to buy margin calls so that it put in good stock. Then after that, you relax. Yeah, you can monitor. Allow this guy to be off. The robot should buy 1, 2, 3. Then after that, you come and switch on. Then you leave the rest for the robot to finish, to monitor. Then you are okay. Is this helping? Is this helping? Is this helping to those who don't want the robot to take long to buy? I have seen people saying, my robot only bought 1 time and it gave me $1.50, yet I'm trading with $300. But it is giving me $1.50 profit. Yes, it is because it is not putting the $300 in the market. Probably your artificial intelligence margin call button is on. So the robot can buy one time only. Then it sells stock that it has bought one time. The other balance that you allocated, it was not used to buy stock. So the robot is giving you what it bought and store and sell, I mean. Is that understandable? There are people who says my robot is not buying, or my robot is giving me small profit, yet I'm having $500. Do you understand what I'm explaining now? Is this clear? What are the questions? Juma, are you serious, Juma? Juma, are you serious? Eh? Look at Juma. Juma, hey, hey. We are using $1,000 to trade. You want to use this strategy for $50 capital. Juma, are you serious? Hey, Juma, hey. My friend, if you can manage to manipulate the robot with your $50, please go ahead. Please go ahead, Juma. If you are able to manipulate the settings, please go ahead. I'm not stopping you. But from 1,000 to $50, hey, Juma. Juma, you're very serious. Yes. Mission impossible. Okay, the name of our channel on YouTube is called Crypto Ambassadors. You can go now and check. We are live. We are live. We are live. Yes, is it Abidemi? You are having 102. Please use the start small, win big strategy. Use the start small, win big strategy. You cannot use this strategy trading with $100. It's very difficult for you to manipulate the bot. Use the other strategy like start small, win big, or you can use the bull run strategy. All right. Use the bull run strategy or use the start small, win big. Please go to our Crypto Ambassadors YouTube channel. All these strategies are there. How to set them up, they are there. Just go to our YouTube channel. All right, those that are asking settings for $300, yes, we do have those settings. They are also on our YouTube channel. Just go and check it out. They are there. All right. Even this one that I'm explaining now, it is already there. If you did not understand, please go to our YouTube channel. It is there. It is there. I don't need to repeat what is bull run strategy. It is already there. Today, I was focusing on the buy poverty strategy. That's my focus was. Buy poverty strategy. Yes, crypto ambassadors, not crypto ambassador. I know when you go to YouTube, they are okay. Someone has sent us the link. Somebody has sent us a link. Thank you so much, Uncle Ken, for sending us that link. Yes. In case you find that the Zoom is full, you can join the Crypto Ambassadors YouTube channel. Every time we are live on YouTube. All right. No, this strategy cannot work with $300. It can't work unless you are good at manipulating the bot. Remember, our first buying amount is 150. So if you are having $300 and you use 150 first buying amount, it means you are remaining with 150. So 150 for the robot to buy 5 times 5 times 5 times per layer, you're gonna use how much as your first buying amount? The minimum is 900. Someone is asking, what's the minimum capital required to use the buy poverty? The minimum is 900. No, you can trade, I think, even using $500. It can work. But I'm not going to give the settings for $500. But you can use the same methodology. How do we calculate? All right. So use 15% of your $500 as first buying amount. Even the one who is asking for $300. Yes. Use 15% of your 300. The remaining, use it for margin calls. But I don't know what first buying amount you're going to use. Maybe you're going to use $10, or you're going to use $15, or you're going to use, I don't know how much. Because on multiple buy-in ratio, we are using 5 times, 5 times, 5 times. So if you are using $10 first buying amount, it means on each and every layer, it will be using $50, because 10 times 5 is 50. 10 times 5 is 50. 10 times 5 is 50. All right. So for the robot to buy 5 margin calls, you can add the mathematics there. You can calculate. Oh, okay. Coach Art, if you want to see that your robot has bought, come here. When the robot buys first time, you are going to see a message on this bell. My coach, if you are following, can you see this bell over here? It is for notifications. Immediately when the bot buys, it is here also. Can you see here? Yeah, you are going to see a red dot like that. It means there is a message for you here. If you don't see a message, sometimes a message can be delayed. Just come here. Come here on strategy. Here. That is where you are going to see all the coins that are trading, or the coin that you have just bought. The moment it buys, it will come here under strategy. Sorry. It will come here under strategy. Then you can tap on strategy, and then you are going to see that the coin has been bought. Then now you can start adjusting. My coach, did I answer your question? Where do you see that the robot has bought? Did I answer your question, coach? Did I answer your question? All right. Thank you so much. Anyone with a question, guys? I'm still here. Anyone with a question? Anyone with a question on the issue of compounding? You just need to write. I have seen people forgetting their first buying amount because probably they are on trade number 10. Can you imagine you are compounding and you have traded 20 times? Are you going to continue to remember? You are trading and you are you are on trade number 10 or trade number 20. And probably you are not only trading one coin. There are people that are having good capital. They are trading 5 coins. And on every coin, they are compounding. So I suggest, if you are taking this as a business, have a book. When you are trading 1 million baby Doge, when it delivers, you go and mark 1 million baby Doge has delivered. Yes. So that you remember, because you are trading maybe 5 coins. Every coin, maybe there's 500 in each coin, 500 in each coin, or 300 in each coin. Now, each coin, when it delivers, are you going to remember how much it has given you as a profit so that you can continue compounding? You will end up forgetting. So write it down. Write it down, the profit that it gives you, so that you don't forget in the next trade that you're going to take. You can reduce the multiple buy-in ratio. You can reduce it to fit your capital. Okay? Trust me, you can reduce the multiple buy-in ratio. It's not a problem. I was working with $1,000 capital. Okay, that was my example in this training. But if you want to manipulate, you want to use the same strategy, but you want to use 500, it means you are going to reduce your multiple buy-in ratio to suit your strategy or to suit your capital actually. When the coin has been sold, someone is asking, how can I know? Okay, how will I know the coin has made this profit? So you come here, you're going to see this. You come here, okay? You come here and check on revenue. Everyone is having this. Whoever is trading is having this feature. Where is my? Okay. So whoever is trading is having this feature here. Whenever a robot has sold, you come here and check your revenue here. On the revenue, that's where you are going to see how much profit the robot has given you on that particular trade. Then you're going to check there, you take that amount, you add, you continue trading. Are we together, guys? iPhone, if the capital is 1,000, what will be the first buying amount? If you want to use the buy poverty, your first buying amount is going to be $150. Okay? If you want to use the buy poverty, your first buying amount is going to be $150. You are using 15% of your 1,000. After it has bought with 150, then you're going to change 150, you put it to $30. So that the balance, which is left, the 850, the robot will use it to buy your margin calls. Is that okay, iPhone? iPhone, is that okay? That is if you want to use the buy poverty. Yes, you're going to use the same the same setting. You make 15% of your 1,000, which is 150. The balance is for margin calls. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Who is this? Big Jim. Big Jim, congratulations. Your coin has sold. Yes. Congratulations to you, man. If you are a man, yes, congratulations to you. Your coin has sold. Thank you so much. I understand the joy, especially when you have been floating for some time and then your robot sells. You forgot all the long time you waited. The excitement is too much. Yes. How can I find the right coin to trade when there is no signal? We always give a signal. There is no time where there is no signals. We provide the signals all the time. Yes, we provide the signals all the time. If there is no signal, it means the market is not okay. So even if you go and trade, what are you going to trade? Guys, we always look out for you. When there is no signal provided, it means the market is not stable. Okay? Trust me, we are compounding. So if you are compounding, it is a must that you should add your profit to the next first buying amount. If you are really compounding, probably you don't understand what is compounding. Why did we come with the issue of compounding? It's another topic for another day. But if you are compounding, it is a must that you should add your profit to the next first buying amount. Okay? It's a must. Any other questions before we call it a night? The least number of margin calls. It depends on your capital. We always give you 5 margin calls. Did you see that every signal that we give or every strategy that we give, we recommend 5 margin calls? That's the least. Okay? We recommend 5 margin calls. Unless the market continues to go down, you can open more margin calls. But at least have 5 margin calls. We don't want you to put money or all your money in a coin that is misbehaving. Because if you are trading with 50 margin calls, it means the coin has gone deep. So when we say 5 margin calls, we are saying at least if the market will continue to go down, maybe you can open extra 5 to be 10. But if the market continues to go further down, it's better to leave that coin, trade another new coin. Why do you want the robot to buy 30 times when you know that it is still going down? Gone are the days where we were trading with more margin calls. There are a lot of opportunities in the market. Why should you keep on following the coin that is still going down? Putting money that is going to get stuck? No. That's why we are saying 5 margin calls at least. Yes. I understand that people, they want to enjoy the sub sales. But guys, imagine if the robot buys 50 margin calls, it buys 70 margin calls. It means that coin has gone so deep. So deep. So the money is going to get stuck, obviously. So that's why we came up with the idea and say, guys, let's help the community. How can we trade better? 5 margin calls is better. If the coin misbehaves at least 10, we can open extra 5 to be 10. Maybe the maximum you can open, maybe 20. Yes, guys. Are you understanding the idea why we are trading with small margin calls, small number of margin calls, which is 5, the starting point? That is the idea. Because when you open more margin calls, it means the robot will buy more of that coin, right? Which is good, of course. But what if it takes time for for the coin to return? And then your capital is there, is stuck in that coin. Jean Bosco, do you want me to give an example of setting for 2000? Is what you're saying? Or you are complementing to what I'm saying? That the robot takes 2000 and it keeps it in the market because you open more margin calls. Then you've got nothing to trade with. What are you saying, Bosco? Am I hearing you correctly? I'm about to end the Zoom. I'm about to end the Zoom. Oh, you want a margin call on this one? Okay. So this is my advice, Bosco. If you are having $2,000, all right. If you are having $2,000, I would recommend that you should be trading 2 coins. Okay. You should be trading 2 coins. If you are having $10,000 as capital and you want to expose 2,000, yeah, I can recommend that you can take 1 coin with your 2,000. But if 2,000 is the only capital that you are having, please trade 2 coins. You take 1,000, you put in 1 coin. You take the other 1,000, you put in 1 coin. Or either you can trade 3 coins with your $2,000. You can trade 3 coins. Okay? That is what I'm going to recommend. But if your capital is $10,000, you want to expose $2,000 in 1 coin, yes, it is okay. Because if it gets swallowed, you still got capital to trade. Are we together, Bosco? You want the margin calls? You want the margin calls? No, it's gonna take time for us to calculate. Which strategy do you want to use? You wanna use the buy poverty or the super buy poverty? If you wanna use the super buy poverty or buy poverty, you're gonna expose 15%. Okay, in each coin, you expose 15% of the 1,000. You said I should come to margin calls. Let's say this is baby doge you want to trade. You come and tap create. All right. You tap and create here. All right. You can use this strategy, the buy poverty. You use 150 here, first buying amount. All right. You allow the robot to trade with 5 margin calls. Here you are exposing $900 out of your 1,000. And the other 1,000, you can also open another trade. Okay. So the margin calls are here. You can use this. You can use this. I can recommend this. All right. This is okay. But after the robot has bought with 150 here, it has bought with 150 here. All right. It is buying with first buying amount 150 here. Then you can add it to 30 so that it uses $30 to buy these 5 margin calls. So the total amount of $900 will be exposed to the market. All right. This is the buy poverty. You are only using 15% of your capital to be first buying amount. You want to use super buy poverty. If you want to use super buy poverty, you expose, how much do you expose? 50%. The super buy poverty, you expose 50%. So here you are going to use 500. If you are using super buy poverty, you expose 500 here. So you are remaining with 500. I said that you should split your 2,000 to 2 coins. Okay, or probably 3 coins. So you have used 500, you remain with 500. When the robot buys the first time with 500, you add it to your 500, you put it $20 so that it can tally with this. When you tap on margin configuration, you're going to find that there is 5 here. Okay, so it should be 5 times 20, 5 times 20, meaning to say on every layer it will be using 100, 100, 100. So the remaining 500, it is equal to your 5 margin calls. It will be enough for the robot to buy the 5 margin calls. So here a total of 1,000 is in the market. If the robot buys your 5 margin calls, $1,000 is in completely. Is that okay, Bosco? You wanted the super buy. Is that okay? Is that okay? Okay, all right. Trust the multiple buy-in ratio, it depends on the capital that you want to expose. Okay, the multiple buy-in ratio. I am using 5 because of the capital I'm using. All right. So it is not a must that it should be 5 times. I said the multiple buy-in ratio is your capital. So what you put there, it should tally with the capital that you want to use. All right. So I was using the 5 because I am using an example of $1,000 capital. So it is not a must that it should always be 5 times. No. But I'm saying in the buy poverty, the multiple buy-in ratio is 5 times. Thank you so much, Trusty, for understanding. Anyone with a question? Anyone with a question? Bosco, which one? Which PDF are you looking for? Which documents are you looking for, Bosco? Eh? Which documents are you looking for? Which documents? You are just saying share with me some documents. Which documents? I don't know which documents are you looking for. You should be specific. All right, guys, thank you so much for staying up to this far. I know we have taken time, but it's for good cause. For one to understand, yes, it takes time. You cannot learn all this at once. Yes, and after all, our robot keeps on progressing. It's a progressive movement, this one. Yes, the Royal Q keeps on changing. So we needed to keep on learning how to use it. So thank you so much for staying here up to this far. I wish you a very good night to those that are in the night region. To those that are still morning, good morning to you guys. Yes, a beautiful day to you. Yes, those that are in the afternoon region, guys, continue enjoying your day until we meet again. Yes, tomorrow is another day. We do have tomorrow evening is a business presentation. Invite your prospects. Invite your prospects. Tomorrow evening is a business presentation. In the morning, we do have team building. To those that are interested in building teams, tomorrow is the day, 9 a.m. South African time, 10 a.m. East African Standard Time. Let's come and build our teams. Yes, that is the Zoom schedule for tomorrow. Don't forget, 7:30 East African Standard Time, 6:30 South African time. It is a technical analysis Zoom. Those who want to learn extra knowledge on how to trade, yes, analyzing the coin, come tomorrow morning, 6:30, 7:30 East African Standard Time. Then you're going to get this knowledge for free. Thank you so much, guys. All the best. Keep well. Yes, don't forget, the bull is yet to run. The bull is yet to run. So be steady. We are about to take off. Blessed night.